Hello, you guys. What's going on? It's Shanty back again with another video. I don't know how many weeks it's been, but today is June 28th, 2026. It is my bestie's birthday. Like, oh my goodness. I got to spend it with her this weekend. Let's see, yesterday, what did we do? We went, first of all, I missed brunch. That was so not okay with me. So not fun. But it was because I had to wait for a furniture delivery. Literally, another piece of the sofa I'm sitting on was being delivered between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Anybody who's ever had a furniture delivery or any kind of service like getting Wi-Fi hooked up, y'all know how that can be. You got to be there pretty much the whole time. You don't know what time they're coming. But yeah. And I had an interview at 11:30 a.m. yesterday. Was it 11:30? No, it was 10 a.m. See, I think 11:30 was the beginning of my window for the furniture delivery, I think. Anyway, it got delivered somewhere around 12:30, 12:45, 12 o'clock hour. But my interview was at 10 a.m. and the interview went well. So we'll see how it goes. I got to wait for more email correspondence to come back toward to me so I can review it, see what's going on, see what's gonna happen. But I really see the Most High moving in a powerful way, and I am just so happy, so thankful. I I could really cry. I had to really get so vulnerable and honest within my prayers over the last week or so. Like, I thought I was being the most honest I could be, but me really understanding, like, okay, take off whoever people think I am, how they see me. A lot of people tell me, oh, I hold you in high regard and this and that. And I really try not to take that on. I'm like, listen, I'm just regular, whatever you feel. Wonderful. I'm glad that that's the energy that you get from me. You feel love, wonderful, beautiful, but I'm still just like, I'm just a regular person. Let's not act like I have superpowers because I do not. If I did, so much would be different. But yeah, all of that considered, I had to strip down whatever I have internalized about how good I've even felt about myself because Yah knows the inner workings of me. He truly knows our hearts. So even when we're praying and we think like, oh, he knows what I'm dealing with, and I'm asking him to meet me where I am in this turmoil, in this trial, but I'm not exactly saying out loud all of the ugly, nasty, dirty feelings that it's making me feel, which there were definitely a lot of them. And I really just sat with my father and I'm just like, hey, I am in a space where I feel like this could take me out. Like I don't understand why I'm here. I don't understand why it's so hard. I am trying my absolute best to be a great woman here on earth, moving and walking in love and trying to love the people that you have blessed me with the pleasure of being able to serve through the power of chiropractic. And I don't take that skill for granted. I want people to get well. I want to really make a difference in the people who I'm called to, but I do not feel good right now. I don't feel happy, at least during that time. Right now, much better, but I I just did not feel good with all of the things up against me that I'm fighting that are outside of work. I'm like, hey, this is hanging over me. I'm having to send this off, send that off, make sure that I have this to give in order to make sure that I'm hitting certain deadlines because, this could really affect me down the line if I am not if I am not sticking here and being focused and executing within the timeline. So, it's some stuff that I can't necessarily speak on too much, but that right there, I'm just like, hey, on top of another thing that really just made me deplete all of my resources, I'm like, all of this too, on top of even with my current job where I am, it had just been rough trying to figure out, okay, you want me to be this way as a doctor, but we were just doing this and it was working. Now I don't feel like I can fully be myself and let my personality shine so that people feel that they're talking to a real person. Like, I don't want to be robotic when I'm trying to convey the thing that I know is going to benefit them. It's going to be a solution to their problem, whatever back pain, neck pain, whatever it is that they got going on, nerve pain, all of the above. But if I'm robotic and I'm not genuine in how I communicate that, it's going to be felt. So, just all of those things, all of those things on top of trying to make sure that I'm handling my obligations properly. Like, okay, am I making sure this is paid, making sure that's paid? My goodness. I'm like, y'all, Heavenly Father, this is not where it's at. Please, I need you to intercede because I am ready to let it all go. Like, don't worry about it. I have the home, but listen, I will gladly give it back. What else can I give back? Although I'm grateful, I'm like, hey, hey, I wanted to wait anyway. Maybe I misread the situation. I was praying like, hey, if this space is for me, let me receive it. But maybe I should have waited that year. Like, I wanted to. Because what? Like, right now, deep down, I can't believe it's getting me emotional right now. But deep down, what I really want is to have more time with my loved ones. I really want to be present for the soccer games, the softball games, the graduations, the retirements, the birthday parties, the family vacations. I really want to be present for that. Being able to have more time with my parents because now as an adult, I really get to know them and become their friend. Otherwise, growing up, it was always, hey, I'm not one of your little friends. So now to be in this space where I can understand more of where they're coming from, why my upbringing was the way it was, which was lovely. But of course, there's always things where we're like, dang, really wish that could have been a little bit different. But getting to understand the ins and outs of that right now, during this precious time as they are advancing in age, as I'm advancing in age, none of us are getting any younger. And I just really value my time with the people I love than any of these material things. Like, the only reason I was like, this house would be a really good thing. Like, yes, I wanted to have my own space again because since leaving for college, I really didn't go back to live at home for a long time at all. I think maybe just a couple of months before I started chiropractic school. But for the most part after that, it's been me with rooming with a friend, somebody that I met along the journey. So I've always kind of had more autonomy over my life and what I wanted to do. But then coming back home, for that time after graduating, getting into the workforce for about a year, and burning out within that year. Man, going home, I'm like, dang, really, I'm back here. But it was such a blessing in disguise. I really got closer to Yah, having the opportunity to do that. And also got to start rebuilding with my parents and such. So it was such a blessing in disguise. But now I'm like, that I want to be back there. Like this house was more so like, how can this be more of an asset for us all? Something that really is going to be generational, a generational wealth builder, opposed to just, oh, I want to make sure before I leave, I've got all of these things that I can say that I did. And yes, it's wonderful to cross off the list, no doubt, but that is way down on the bottom of the list compared to just getting to spend that time with my people. But um, today's sermon, because with today being my bestie's birthday, we went to her church. So shout out to Rock City. Rock City today really blessed me. I almost didn't go because we were out late last night, having a good time, nothing crazy. But what time did we get home? I think it was after 2 o'clock. I want to say it was about 3 o'clock before we went to sleep. But waking up, I was like, hey, I'm tired. I don't know if I can go. I didn't even look at the clock. I I didn't even know what time it was. She was like, "Hey, are you gonna go?" I was like, "I think I'm just gonna stay here." And then all of a sudden, I just felt pulled to just wake up, get on up out of the bed, and I was like, "Okay, what time is it? What time does it start?" Oh, 11:30. Okay. Well, I think I can get myself together. I think I can make it. And boy, the way that the sermon spoke to so many of the conversations she and I have been having over the past couple of weeks, and even some conversations I've had with some other people in my life about the things I've been struggling with, and vice versa. It was just like, what? Uh, Man, it was really the sermon was built on the verse, Mark chapter 5, verse 33, where we're speaking about the woman who was sick. I want to say she was bleeding. She had a hemorrhage for about 12 years or so. And she just couldn't be healed. She had gone to several doctors. None of them said that there was anything that they could do for her. She was seen as unclean. Nobody wanted to touch her. Nobody wanted to be around her. So she was basically on her own. But then, she sees the Messiah, and she's frightened to approach him, but she has the faith big enough to do it anyway. And so she touches the hem of his garment, and she's like, I just feel if I could just touch him, I could be healed. Like if I could just get close enough, because she's heard what he could do for others, what he's done for others. And she was healed. And the way that the sermon was presented to us was, hey, we need to stay in pursuit of our Father, because when we start to get away from pursuing Him, literally pursuing His heart instead of His hand and what He can give us, getting away from that pursuit, that means we're creating distance between He and I. So now that relationship is not as strong as it could be. So now that starts to lead to a lack of discipline. So if you're lacking discipline, then that's also going to lead to distraction. Like all of it was just making so much sense. You get to worrying about things that you shouldn't be worried about, like, oh, how am I going to pay this bill? Why doesn't this person like me? Why am I in this space and not here? Like I'm seeing this person is excelling at doing XYZ. Why can't that be me? So many things that you were not worried about in the past because you had that relationship intact, that pursuit with your father, that he was always constantly reminding you of who you were within him. Like he says, you were fearfully and wonderfully made. There is nothing that you have to prove as long as you are chasing after the fruit of the spirit. So that right there, that blessed me so much. The way that I cried pretty much the entire sermon, but I was able to keep a clear head and really just mentally take so many notes. I, man, I realized, I said, "Oh, this is why I went ahead and I woke up. This is why I had to come." And I was thinking before, man, I don't want to disappoint my best friend because I know she was looking forward to me going. And she said that she almost didn't go because she was like, so many of the people in her group text were saying, "Oh, well, we're not going anymore." She was like, should I? But she just continued to get ready to go. And I'm just so glad we went. Like us being there together, the way that we were hearing what the pastor was saying and looking at each other like, did we not just talk about this? What? Like, so glad we came. But yeah, man, I hope that whoever is hearing this, watching this, it blesses you just as much as it has blessed me. And it's really got me like, hey, we can do this. Like, we're not going to give up on ourselves. We're not going to give up on our relationship with the Most High. Although it may take several years, just like it took that woman in Mark chapter 5, verse 33, about 12 years before she was healed, before she saw that thing through. No matter how long it takes, I want to keep going because purpose does not have a time limit on it. Time is what is time? Time was created. And if you've read the Bible, you know what the Bible says about time. Like to our Father, let's see, 100 years to us is like a day, maybe a second to Him. So I, I'm like, okay, let's get back in our bag. Let's really rid ourselves of the distractions, like people and things that we know are not adding value. Listen, they gotta go, and let's not get distracted. Like, let's stay in pursuit of what we know is our purpose and control what we can control. Because, yes, people are going to act ugly. They are going to do and say things that we're just like, this makes no sense. It's unnecessary. But let's make sure that we show up and we make the difference. Let's let our action in how we live our daily lives really show whose we are, who we belong to. So I love you guys. I had to really make sure that I got on here and I shared this because I'm really trying to get my consistency going. I really am. It's tough, but let's rock out because the way that things are going, they may look dark, but listen, still be the light in the dark room, in the dark places. Do your best to stay built up in the spirit because listen, that warfare is real. So I love you guys, and remember, you always land where you belong. I'll see you guys in the next one.